All right, here we go. Time for another RadTalks video. Welcome to my channel and welcome to a new video. If you're new here, I'm Carrie Rad. If you've been here before, welcome back, guys. We are going to be talking about love today. I feel like now is a good time to bring love and romantic relationships back up for some questions and just to have a chat with you guys, because over the last couple of years I've been completely single. So anytime questions came up, I always just kind of talked about being single, and I would talk about being in a relationship too, but now that I've been in a committed relationship for the last 9 months, I have new perspectives and new experiences that I can share with you guys. So I took to Twitter and to Instagram and I asked you guys to send in some questions, and I got some awesome questions, so I'm excited to sit down here with you guys today and just chat with you. Before we get into the questions, I want to quickly ask you guys if you are already subscribed to my channel. If you are not already, please make sure you do so. And also, I have a special announcement before I get into the questions. On April 2nd, it is a Sunday, my best friend Chrissy and I've known her since I was in 5th grade. She is a certified yoga instructor, and her and I were sitting down thinking about ways to raise money for Planned Parenthood. Because if you did not know, lawmakers passed a bill to defund Planned Parenthood, which means Planned Parenthood will not be available to people all over the United States, and it will cause a tremendous tragedy. Planned Parenthood was my go-to when I was a teenager. When I didn't want to talk to my parents about birth control, it was the way that I protected myself. I got condoms there. I started birth control through Planned Parenthood. I went there for pap smears and for everything in between. It's the place where people can get tested. Planned Parenthood helps so many people in vulnerable financial situations to get access to health care and to birth control and to get tested and all of these things. With all of that being said, Chrissy and I are doing a fundraiser event on April 2nd. It's a Sunday in Venice Beach. So if you are in the LA area, near the LA area, or would like to travel to us, then please do so. I would love to have some of you guys there. There's going to be 2 yoga classes that day. I'm not sure which one I'm going to take yet, but I will be there from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. because that's the amount of time that the event is going to run. If you don't do yoga, that is totally fine. You can still come to the event if you donate any amount at the link that I'm going to put in the description box. That is where you will RSVP for the yoga class, and also where you can just donate any amount to come. And also, if you just can't come at all because you're nowhere near LA, that's okay. You can still just donate to Planned Parenthood. Again, all of the proceeds are going to go to Planned Parenthood. And also, I just want to make it clear that I am in no way working with Planned Parenthood. I am doing this on my own time and because I think it's important. I will put all of the information in the description box for you guys. The event link will tell you all about it. If you guys have any questions, please let me know. And yeah, I really hope to see some of you guys there. Also, side note, in the description box, I'm going to link a video that explains to you exactly what defunding Planned Parenthood means. I encourage you guys to watch that. It's filled with a lot of good information and statistics and just things that I didn't verbally say here in the video. So yeah, I encourage you to watch that. Alright, now that I'm done blabbing, I will get into these questions. The first one is from Laura, and she says, do you have any advice on opening up to people? Basically, how not to freak out when you become vulnerable. I really like this question because I get it. I've been there. I have been in a serious relationship in the past, so after that relationship, I really shut off and I didn't really want anything, and it just kind of took time for me to heal, for me to come into my own, for me to figure myself out as an individual and as an independent girl living alone in LA, and what I was all about and what I wanted and what I'm looking for. And I needed to date people and to figure myself out, and I did that, and it was uncomfortable at times and it was hard at times, and I definitely feel like it's possible that I still have some walls up. I think you just have to be careful with who you're vulnerable with, but also we don't know people until we know them. It takes time to get to know people. Pursuing a romantic relationship and being vulnerable in it reminds me of the same feeling that I get when I'm trying to achieve a specific dream of some sort. So it's kind of that feeling like I'm just going to jump and I'm going to close my eyes and I'm going to cross my fingers that everything is going to work out smoothly. It's that feeling of oh shit, I'm scared of this, but I'm just going to do it anyways. But that's kind of how life should be navigated anyways. If we allow these fears to just block us off from achieving specific things in life, then we're just going to be stuck in one spot all of the time. It's kind of that feeling of oh shit, I'm terrified of this, but I'm going to do it anyways. This next question is from Nyla, and it's simple and sweet, and I like it. And it says, how do you know if someone likes you? The first thing that I think about is body language. So if you're in a conversation with like 5 people, but you're feeling like you're interested in, or somebody might be interested in you, it's fun to kind of watch them and see how their body is reacting to you and how they're standing in the circle. Most of the time when someone's interested in you or likes you, you are their main focus in the conversation. So like if you say something funny, they're going to laugh a little bit harder than everybody else. Or if they say something funny, they're gonna look at you first to see if you're laughing. You're pretty much the most important person in that room. Also, if they're engaging in like touching your arm or something like that, but you have to be very careful with this actually, because I would say that I am sort of a touchy person, especially when it comes to people that I care about. Like if I'm talking to my friends, I will put my hand on their arm because that's just part of who I am. I grew up like with a like pretty touchy family. Like we hugged each other a lot. That's just how we are. And so this can be mistaken maybe sometimes as like flirting when it's actually not flirting. It's just the way that this person expresses themselves. I say just like bring it up in conversation. If you really feel like that person does, then be like, why do you keep looking at me? Or something like, I don't know. There's just ways to bring it up in conversation and not be too afraid of it, but then we don't want to seem cocky, like if the person doesn't even not like us and we're like, do you like me? I don't know. It's hard. It's really hard. This is like one of the hardest things in the world, is to like know if somebody does. I think everyone should just be more open about if they like people. Just freaking say it. If you like somebody, go for it. This next question I just saw, I want to answer, probably because I miss Alex because he's in Berlin right now, but he'll be home in a couple days and I'm really, really excited about it. But the question is from Nikki Doomy and it says, what do you like most about Alex? I think that there's several things that I like most about Alex, but I'll name like maybe the first 3 that come to mind. He is a dreamer, which I love, and he's a hard worker, but not a hard worker to the point where we don't see each other. Like he really values quality time, which is super important to me because that is one of my top love languages. Is like I really, really love quality time, and so does he, so that works really, really well. He's always thinking about like the next thing that we're going to do together, and that's part of his dreamer, and I really love that about him because it's something that we look forward to, that we get to experience together later on, which is super helpful to our relationship because we are apart a lot because he travels a lot. So there's so many things I really, really love about him, and I'm just gushing here because, I mean, I'm just in that part of the relationship where I'm just like, and it's been like 9 months and I'm still like all about it. So I really care about him. I really miss him right now. So that's why I'm talking about him and gushing about him. So sorry I'm being super cheesy, but I miss his face. So there are so many noises happening right now. There's a truck outside and there's a dog outside that's just like barking away. There's just a lot happening, but we're going to continue on because we're shooting this video, guys. This next question is from Elizabeth Riet, and it says, do relationships make you feel like you lose a piece of yourself? I often feel like the other person takes over my life even when I really love them. I totally get this question because I've definitely been in the place where I've just been like, I don't need anybody, I can just be on my own. I remember saying that I would just adopt a kid one day and take care of them on my own and just be like this independent mom. And I've been there. My perspective has changed a bit, and I understand how important it is to find somebody to be with that you love and that you want to spend your life with, just as much as you want to figure out exactly what you want to do with your life, what's going to make you happy. It's the same type of feeling. It's like, I want to find the person that I can be happy with and that I can like kind of navigate through life with. And this changed when I met Alex because I was like, God, it is so nice having somebody that I want to be around all the time and that I want to do things in life with. It really just depends on if you lose yourself in that person. You just have to be aware of you, and you have to make sure that you stay as a whole human being when you're in this relationship. And I think that that's something to just really pay special attention to. And if you're already in a relationship, you have to really look at it and be like, what am I doing in this? Is this me? Am I a whole human right now? Because if not, you have to like really reevaluate the relationship, and you might just need to take time to figure out exactly who you are. because that's a super important thing in a relationship, is that you are still pursuing the dreams that you have and you are still focused on taking care of you. As much as the relationship is such a huge part of your life, you have to make sure that you're happy and that you're doing the things that you would potentially be doing as a single human being, because those are the things that you as an independent person want to do. And I understand that things change and life change and you get married and have children and stuff like that, and that's totally beautiful, and I can't, like, having a baby is something that I want to do so badly in my life. Also, I have so many dreams that I want to do as well. So it's just trying to figure out how to do all of them. That's like the story of life. I don't have all the answers here. I'm just like blabbing and speaking out loud and like trying to wrap my mind around it. So I don't know if that answered that question. I don't even know if that made any sense, actually. The next question is from Polka Dot So, and it says, what's the most important thing a person can bring to a committed relationship? My answer to this would be encouragement and support. I think it's the coolest thing in the world for someone in your life, whether it's a romantic relationship or a friendship or family, to be encouraging and to support someone's dreams. That is so important, because just like the last question that we had was like, how do I keep my independence? And really that question is saying like, how do I still go for my dreams and my aspirations when I'm in a relationship, because things get all cloudy and like you guys just become one person and it becomes difficult. And so I think when you're an encouraging person and you're someone who wants to support the other person, it just makes it so much easier for the people to pursue their dreams and to continue on doing what they set out to do. And how awesome is it to just have somebody by your side who's like your biggest fan? And I think that that is the most special thing and the coolest thing that someone can bring to a relationship. This next question is from Hulk Kogan, and it says, how do you balance your love life and career? Do you find yourself prioritizing one over the other? This is a really good question for me right now, because it just brings up all like it brings everything up right here, because honestly, like, balancing life is the hardest thing on the freaking planet. I just think about work and I'm working constantly, and when Alex is gone, I use that time to just like dive right headfirst into work and just don't even think about anything else, and it's bad. And it's not like when he's here I can't work, because I do work when he's here too, but I've just been wrapped up in work. And yes, this question just brought up all of those feelings, because like really, like, how do you figure it all out, and how do you like work so much but also, like, for instance, today I have 5 more minutes to finish shooting this video before I need to go to the other side of town to shoot a show for Awesomeness TV. That's like a little cooking show. It's like probably like a 3-hour shoot or something like that. And then I am going to have dinner with a friend, but then I just got a script for tomorrow morning that I need to read in front of people, so I need to memorize the entire thing before tomorrow morning, which I potentially am able to push back. I'm like waiting to see if that's confirmed. That's kind of like how every day's been recently. How do you balance it? I don't know, guys. I'm trying to figure it out. You tell me. This is going to be my last question, because as I just told you guys, I have to run to the other side of town. So this question is Grace/Cans. Is it okay for the girl to ask the guy she's been talking to, what are we? And when is the right time to do so? After a month of talking? Later? Earlier? This question goes for guys, girls, any types of relationships. Absolutely. You can ask what's going on with the relationship after a month, or whenever you really kind of feel like it, because the last thing you want to do in the world, and the thing that I hate more than anything, is just wasting your time, because there's not really time to waste in life. But if you're at a place in your life where you want to waste time, then please do so, because I've totally been there before, where you're just kind of like, meh, I don't care. I totally get that. But if you're at a point in your life where you're like, I don't really want to waste time anymore, then totally ask upfront what that person is looking for, especially after a month of spending a lot of time with them. I think it's totally fine to be like, hey, so is it just us, or are you trying to like see other people? Are we gonna commit to each other? Do you want to? Do you see yourself wanting to be in a relationship? Probably don't ask all of those questions all at one time like I just did, but like, you can give subtle questions and just start a conversation with somebody without it being like, you know? And if someone has spent the last month with you and has spent a lot of time with you, then there's probably something to the relationship and probably something that they like. So I think starting that conversation will help you get to the next point of your relationship. And if that person is just kind of like, I'm just hanging out, and you want something more, then you need to figure out if you can deal with that. And for the most part, that's super hurtful. And for the most part, that's not what you want. So you just kind of have to like figure that out and make sure everybody is on the same page. Because the worst feeling in the world is sitting around waiting for somebody to figure it out. And sometimes it's worth it, and sometimes you just want to do it, and I get that. But it's also super hurtful. So it's kind of up to you to figure out what you can deal with and how much of it you can take, I guess. The question really was, how long and can somebody ask that? And so the answer to that is 100%. I would say a month is a good time, but also I would say whenever you feel comfortable, but definitely ask at some point, because people who just drag their feet forever and don't want to figure out what's going on, it's just like, just ask, just figure it out. And that goes for anything in life. Sorry if I sound preachy sometimes in these. I never ever want to sound preachy because I don't know what the heck I'm talking about, but I just like spill out things that come to my mind, and maybe I talk about them passionately and it can seem kind of preachy, but I don't ever want to seem that way. I do have to go though, but I really enjoyed sitting down and just chatting with you guys. In the comments below, please let me know anything that you guys would like to talk about in RadTalks videos, topics or questions that you have for me. I would love to refer back to this video the next time that I shoot a RadTalks video to get information and to know what you guys want to talk about and to answer questions from there. I hate having to like post onto Twitter and to Instagram all the time, even though I probably still will, but I definitely want to have a hub to like go to get comments and questions and topics that you guys want to talk about. So please, in the comments below, let me know all of the things and talk about love down there and help people out. And that's exactly what I want RadTalks to be, is just like a huge conversation between all of us, and help each other out and ask more love questions. I'll be down in the comments as soon as this video goes up talking to you guys. And yeah, I'm gonna go. I hope you guys have an awesome day. I will see you very soon in a new video. Bye.